Sitting in front of me is what we like to call the fully loaded chassis. Gen 3 Illuminator Coyote, about 780 horsepower at the crank. Now this is an airbag chassis, so you got your 3-liter Whipple supercharger, MagnaFlow mufflers, and aluminum drive shaft, like a Bentley. They float on the road. This is a spared no expense setup. It's basically a truck in a box. Hey, my name is Spencer. I'm here with Fat Fender Garage. We're out here in Nashville, Tennessee at the Super Speedway at the Triple Crown of Rotting. Sitting in front of me is what we like to call the fully loaded chassis. In our opinion, it's the nicest chassis on planet Earth, and we've accounted for basically everything that you as a builder or a consumer would ever need to account for. To get into the frame here, this is what we brought with us. So this is for a 1969 Ford F100 two-wheel drive. It's for a short bed truck. This is a really cool customer of ours named Eric, and he had us build this full package for him. We probably build a good 50 of these a year, and it's exactly like what it looks like. It's basically a truck in a box, and all you really have to worry about as a consumer is putting the truck on the frame. But anyways, to get into the frame itself here, like I said, 1969 F100. This specific chassis will work for all of your 1967 to 72 F100s. Frame itself is welded by our friends over at Porterbuilt Fabrication. They're located in our shop, and they do all of the TIG welding on the chassis. So that takes them about 12 weeks. They give us the frame. From there, we'll send it out and get it powder coated, and then from there we do this entire assembly. To recap, you got your Gen 3 5-liter Coyote with a 3-liter Whipple supercharger on it. It's going to make about 780 horsepower at the crank, or approximately 600 horsepower at the wheels. So this is all a crate motor from Ford Performance. Comes with a 2-year 25,000 mile warranty. It's a setup on independent front suspension. You got your front control arms. Now this is an airbag chassis, so this is sitting on front and rear airbags. The idea is you can lay frame or basically drop all the way to the ground and then all the way up. So I have the app on my phone. I'll kind of show you generally what that looks like. And you can control it on the controller in your truck, or you can control it on your phone. So if I wanted to go down, it's the wrong side. There it goes. Let's try that again. If I wanted to go down, it goes down, goes lower, lower, lower. Our presets just weren't working very well, but you can set the ride height that you want it to go at, but fully controllable just off of your phone or off of the controller, but it's all airbags. I've been blessed enough to drive in several of our air ride trucks, and they perform like a Bentley. They float on the road. Then you have your 10R80 automatic 10-speed transmission. Very, very stout setup. It's a perfect application. It's almost like you're driving an electric car because the shift points are so fluid that getting from gear 1 to gear 10 is like an instant. Yeah, going from that point, we have our stainless headers. We do all the TIG welding here in-house, and then stainless exhaust all the way back. 3-inch collectors and 3-inch exhaust all the way back. On the exhaust, we run MagnaFlow mufflers. The Coyote are a high RPM motor, so if you run a very loud exhaust, it might sound a little obnoxious. It'll give you a little bit of drone at idle. We go with MagnaFlows, and we do a little X-pipe back here intentionally to kind of quiet the motor down. The idea is when you're in that 5,000 to 8,000 RPM range, you're hitting those perfect high notes. This customer is a little extra. Shout out to Eric. He wanted everything murdered out. So normally a lot of this stuff, it's really only going to be your Whipple that's black, and the chassis can be powder coated black. In this customer's case, he wanted the transmission, motor, headers, exhaust, fuel tank, air compressor, everything murdered out. So that's what we did for him. So before we reassembled it, we had everything blacked out and we put it all together. So moving back in this direction here, you have your drive shaft. This is going to be an aluminum drive shaft, and it's a 2-piece with a carrier bearing. And the idea there is to provide some flex when you're going to lower the truck, reduces vibration. Perfect setup. It allows you to put 800 horsepower at the crank, and it's actually going to use it correctly. Everything is in the factory location. Ford offset everything 1.5 inches to the passenger side. We've done the exact same thing here. So the idea is if you get a frame like this, the sheet metal will all go together like it was the original truck. Anyways, coming back here, it's all on airbags. So this is the Acuair E-LE Plus setup. You have your Air compressors. And like I said, controllable by your phone, controller in your truck. And we plumbed all the airlines in a pretty cool way. This one's kind of set up for display, so there's some airlines that are visible, but for the most part, they're all tucked inside the frame rail. It's very clean, it's very effective. But regardless, coming back here, we have a Currie 9-inch rear axle. It has 35 spline chromoly axles. We typically do a 373 gear ratio. It's a really good balance between daily driving. If you want to step on it, it'll go, even with the supercharger, you're probably getting somewhere 18 to 22 miles to the gallon. So it's kind of like the get your cake and eat it too combo. Going to the brakes, shout out to our friends at Wilwood. These have 14-inch Wilwood disc brakes front and rear, 6-piston front, 4-piston rear. Set up for perfect daily driving. If you wanted to do some light racing or tracking, it's totally capable. We have a Boyd welding fuel tank. tank. They all aluminum weld these by hand. It's a 22-gallon tank. You'll get about 300 and so miles on a full tank of gas. So for the rear suspension, you're going to have a rear forelink, and you're going to have a Watts link assisting that as well. So very, very responsive, very tight rear suspension. This whole thing is designed to go in a straight line, which you need to if you're going to have this much horsepower. You have your raised bed floor kit too. So for your bump side trucks, if you were building a chassis like this, we could set this up where literally you know exactly where you're going to raise your bed to. It's all going to sit nice where it needs to. We use a Mustang GT500 fuel pump. We also run a returnless style fuel system. It's best for fuel efficiency. It's how Ford runs it on their GT500 setups. You have your 2 battery trays back here. So you'll put 2 Ford batteries in here and you'll be able to access them through the bed. You'll drop the tailgate and you'll access them there. So serviceability is a very big deal. It's something not a lot of people think about. Most of your components on this are modular. So we built a chassis setup that our goal is this will outlast the consumer. But let's say, for example, in 20 years from now, there's a newfangled motor that everyone likes better than the Coyote. Everything is modular. Your motor mounts, this entire center section here is all bolt-on, your cab mounts. The idea is if you want to adjust something doesn't fit quite right, we never want to put you in a position where you're stuck with it. You have adjustability here. So if somebody wanted to change how they wanted to run their exhaust, if they wanted to change their motor and trans setup, wanted to change their air ride equipment, it's all bolt-on. It's all grade 8 hardware. It's very, very nice stuff. All the motor mounts, polyurethane bushing. So this is a spared, no expense setup. Regardless, my name is Spencer. I'm here with Fat Fender Garage. This is the ultimate chassis. This is the best product on the market to date, and we're just going to keep going. So